Things are not looking good for Diddy right now. I'm talking about a bunch of videos that are popping up on the internet out of nowhere. And you know what? He just sold his famous matte black private jet. You know, the one he was always showing off except the baby oils on Instagram and TikTok? Yeah, that one's gone. And honestly, this might be the beginning of his complete downfall. Why?
Listen, I know why you clicked on this video, and you're in the right place. I'm about to show you every single viral tape that's been making waves across the internet. We're talking about karaoke clips that made people raise their eyebrows, absolutely wild party footage, leaked audio that has everyone talking, and much more. But here's the thing, it's not just about the tapes. We're also going to break down why Diddy sold his private jet and what that really means for him right now.
By the end of this video, you're going to understand the full picture of what's happening with Diddy right now. So stick around because trust me, some of these tapes are going to make you do weird things like clicking the subscribe button. Anyway.
Before we jump into all the crazy tapes, you need to understand what's going on with Diddy first, because without the background, none of this will make sense. I'm not going to go deep into what he did or his sentencing, since you probably already know. What matters is that he's currently locked up, and everything started back in March 2024, when federal agents raided his homes in Los Angeles and Miami. Imagine waking up to agents searching your house. That's wild, but it gets worse. Multiple lawsuits were filed by victims, and if he had been convicted on the higher charges, the Southern District of New York was prepared to seize everything, his money, houses, cars, all of it. That's exactly why selling assets now makes sense. He needs cash to fight these legal battles, and with this many lawsuits, lawyers aren't cheap. Now that you know the background, let's get into the shocking tapes. Some of this is seriously disturbing. First up, we need to talk about what Aubrey O'Day said. She worked with Diddy and knows him personally.
What do you think that Diddy's downfall means for the music industry and for men like him? Do you think this will help create some type of change?
We haven't seen a downfall yet. We're just saying...
The trial was very public, and the details were pretty disturbing.
They weren't disturbing enough to get a few stupid people in a jury to understand it, so wasn't that effective, wasn't that much of a downfall.
Recently, Aubrey appeared on a podcast and said something powerful. She described Diddy's trial like a jail, but what really stood out was this. She said it's not even 1% of the justice the victims deserve. Let that sink in. Not even 1%, she explained that the system still protects certain people, and she wasn't just talking about Diddy. She meant others who've done even worse things. That's important, because this story is bigger than one person. It points to a whole system, and honestly, that's scary. Next, a viral video raised an uncomfortable question. It didn't only mention Diddy, but also major black male celebrities like Tupac, Biggie, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, and Chris Brown. The question was simple: are we going to keep supporting artists who hurt black women? One key point stood out: consent can be revoked. Just because someone says yes once doesn't mean they can't change their mind. The video asked, what are we going to do differently now? Are we still buying the music, going to the concerts, or finally holding people accountable? I'm not here to tell you what to do, but this conversation matters, because ignoring it is part of the problem. Now here's something wild. People close to Diddy say his employees haven't been paid since he went to prison. His spokesperson denies it, but insiders claim workers are quitting because their checks aren't coming. A company called TriStar Sports and Entertainment is handling his money, and everything has to go through strict approval. Even his family is struggling to access funds. One day you're flying private, the next you can't touch your own money. Things change fast. Now we get into the shocking part. The New York Post claims it has tapes from Diddy's secret parties in 2004 and 2005, tied to VMA after-parties and Super Bowl weekends. Early in the night, celebrities showed up. Later, things shifted: young people, undressed bodies, drugs, and explicit behavior. They even matched Diddy's shirt from the video to photos from that same night to confirm it. Another tape from Super Bowl weekend shows a private mansion party, filmed from what looks like Diddy's point of view. Federal sources say the footage matches what investigators already have, and now the big question is this: was everything consensual, or was trafficking involved? And it gets even crazier. because now lawyers say some of these tapes are being sold.
Yes, there already have been tape leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood, but one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of, and to contact the person who was in the video to see if they were interested in purchasing the video before it became a public knowledge.
I've heard this before, so like a catch and kill.
Catch and kill, correct.
She revealed that someone actually contacted her trying to sell a video. The clip shows Diddy with another high-profile celebrity. Aubrey said she saw it with her own eyes, and the shocking part is that the other person is even more famous than Diddy. She said, "You can clearly see who it is. There's no question. And it's not just one tape. Multiple videos are being sold around Hollywood right now. This is what they call catch and kill. Someone says, buy this tape or I release it. That's straight up blackmail." Apparently, several celebrities are dealing with this. Imagine getting a call saying someone has a video of you that could ruin your career. That's terrifying. But if nothing wrong happened, you wouldn't be in that position to begin with. Now another clip has surfaced, a karaoke video with Diddy and Meek Mill. And honestly, it's uncomfortable to watch. In the video, Meek Mill says some really questionable things while they're doing karaoke, and you can see Diddy turn around with a shocked look on his face, like, did he really just say that about me? That moment reminded a lot of people of the alleged audio that leaked last year. You know, the one everyone was talking about.
We had a recording of Meek and Diddy
making love?
Ew. I don't know if it was love.
Okay, you have it? Let's hear it.
Remember that audio between Meek Mill and Diddy that went viral? Yeah, that came from a 70-page lawsuit filed by a producer named Rodney Jones, also known as Lil Rod. In the lawsuit, they mentioned a redacted rapper from Philadelphia who dated Nicki Minaj. The name was blacked out, but in the footnotes they basically described him, a rapper from Philly who dated Nicki. Everyone immediately knew they were talking about Meek Mill. The lawsuit claims there was inappropriate behavior between the two of them. After that dropped, people started looking at Meek differently. Even his song Dreams and Nightmares hits different when you think about it. Now, I'm not saying any of this is 100% true, but when something like that shows up in a legal document, it definitely makes you wonder. And get this, TMZ just released new footage of Diddy in prison, and what's strange is, he actually looks happy.
Here it is, the first videos of Diddy in prison at Fort Dix. I mean, how do they keep getting this stuff? And how much are they paying these other inmates to send them videos of Diddy? This is wild. Apparently, Diddy was working. Diddy helps give movies and religious materials to other inmates.
This man is facing serious charges, multiple lawsuits, and a destroyed reputation, yet he's sitting in prison smiling. That's strange to me. Some people think he's just putting on a brave face because the cameras are there. Others think maybe he knows something we don't, like he already has some kind of deal lined up. I don't know, but it's definitely weird, and you've got to see this. There's an old video of Diddy at an award show where he basically told us everything.
I'm going to take your souls. We have the power. We decide what's hot. If we don't go, nobody goes. If we don't support, nobody supports. We control what's cool. We control what's hot. We control what your kids listen to, what they dance to. We control what's in video games. We control how they wear their pants, sag their pants. We control everything.
He literally said, we have the power. We decide what's hot. We control everything. Back then, people probably thought it was just confidence. But looking at that speech now, it hits completely different. It's like he was telling us what was really happening behind the scenes, and nobody paid attention. Kind of scary when you think about it. How much control did these people really have, and what were they doing with it? Now there's footage showing Diddy with some of his celebrity friends, and let me tell you, the vibes are off.
Just being able to be here this evening. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
The video starts with someone saying a prayer, which seems normal. But once you watch Diddy interact with everyone, something feels off. The body language is strange. The energy in the room is uncomfortable. People in the comments are noticing things I didn't even catch at first. I'm not going to tell you what to look for. I want you to watch it yourself and see what stands out. But trust me, something about this footage isn't right, and the next clip is disturbing. There's video of a white man completely passed out at one of Diddy's parties.
Ladies and gentlemen, for all those in London that don't know what happens to the white man when he comes to a P. Diddy party, this is what happens to the white man.
It's so unfortunate.
You gotta pull back though, so they can see. That's crazy. Matt, move out the way. You're still alive. Look at that. Look. Would you get
the drink on his head?
And that's James from Simeon Mobile Disco. He is a actual DJ's not supposed to pass out, but when they come to one of my parties, this is what happens to him. I put him to sleep.
Next day, right?
You put the drink on his head.
There you go. There it is.
Diddy walks up to the camera and says, "For all those in London that don't know what happens to the white man at a P. Diddy party, this is what happens." He points at a man lying there, not moving, while someone puts a drink on his head. Diddy adds, "The guy's name is James from Simeon Mobile Disco. He's an actual DJ. DJs aren't supposed to pass out, but at my parties, I put him to sleep." Now, what does "I put him to sleep" even mean? It sounds really bad, especially considering everything else we know. Did he drug this guy? The video raises huge red flags, and the fact that Diddy found it funny enough to film says a lot about his mindset. There's also a video with Ashton Kutcher that's getting attention.
I'm from Cali, on the beach, man. Venice Beach. Venice Beach. Yeah. That's a printer. Give a shout out. That's a printer. Can we get a shout out?
So, we here to try to raise money for these, mosquito bed nets. So if you don't understand, just imagine living in Africa and your little infant child just gets bit by a mosquito and he dies. We're with a charity this year, and I'm glad to attach with my boys' charity, and we're gonna do it every year with another charity. So thank y'all very much for coming. So let's party.
In the video, they're at a charity event for mosquito bed nets in Africa. Ashton talks about growing up in Venice Beach, and they thank Starbucks for sponsoring the event. Everything seems normal and wholesome, right? But knowing what we now know about Diddy's parties, it changes how you watch it. Did Ashton know what was happening behind the scenes, or was he just there for the charity and left before things got weird? I'm not accusing him, there's no proof, but it makes you wonder who knew what, and when, now, things get really serious. A woman named Aubrey O'Day English came forward with her story, and honestly, it's heartbreaking.
Now people are open to hearing what has happened to me. People weren't ready to hear it 20 years ago. My name is Adria Cherie Marcy English, and I was hired in the early 2000s to be a go-go dancer at Diddy's private white parties. I looked up to Diddy. He was an icon. He was innovative. I had dreams and goals to be in the entertainment industry. And so when I got the opportunity to dance at the white parties, I really took it seriously. The first time I met him, he was very nice, charismatic. He had a presence about him. I felt important. The fact that I kept getting invited back, it led me to believe that, I had special talent, special skill. They liked my energy. So it was a very great experience initially. After about the second or third party is when I got asked to do extra things more than dancing at the private white parties. It was more mingling more and being available if they wanted to participate in extras, I should say.
When you said that they started asking you to participate in extras, what do you mean?
He would bring me to people. Diddy would sit me with certain people and for me to entertain them. There were private areas and private rooms of the house that, I had to walk people to. And then, I was like, I believe drugged. We were drinking from certain champagne bottles where it was like your eyes were open, but you were blacked out. And whatever it is that was in those drinks, it made you a zombie. I was asked to perform sexual acts with his guests. It was kind of degrading, but because of the status of the people involved, it was kind of like, well, this is better than a regular person, a regular guy. Like, this is someone who's rich and famous. And so I thought that was gonna graduate me into being able to sign a record deal. It was like coercion of my heart. He knew like how important it was to me. And so I believed it. I was very gullible, very naive, very trusting. And so I went along with a lot of it.
How many people do you think that you were asked to engage sexually with?
I would say probably over 20 between all the parties. I did hear that when they did the raid on the house, that the tapes that he found, that I may be on them. So it could be more. My lawsuit was filed under the Gender Motivated Violence Act. It's for coercion, it's for sex trafficking, it's for forced labor. No one believed me back then, and so I decided to just deal with it internally and self-medicate with alcohol. I do want to apologize to my family for bringing that, shame. I did it because deep down I wanted to be famous, and I believed that it was gonna be a way for me to. Everybody's not lying. But if people could just say, what if people are telling the truth? What if they're telling the truth? That's scary, and it's a problem that needs to stop.
Aubrey O'Day English came forward with a heartbreaking story. In the early 2000s, she was hired as a go-go dancer at Diddy's private parties. At first, it seemed amazing. Diddy was charismatic, and she felt important. But after a few parties, things turned dark. She was asked to do more than dance, escort guests to private rooms, and perform sexual acts. She believes she was drugged awake but blacked out, like a zombie. She estimates being forced with over 20 people, and with the tapes found during raids, that number could be even higher. She filed a lawsuit for coercion, sex trafficking, and forced labor. At the time, nobody believed her, so she coped in silence. She ended her story with a powerful message: everybody's not lying. What if people are telling the truth? Now, the private jet. In October 2025, Diddy sold his matte black Gulfstream G550, worth $15 to $30 million, through Love Air LLC. He needed cash for lawsuits and legal fees. If convicted of the higher charges, the government could have seized everything, like they did with Young Thug. A big news legally. On January 1, 2026, California passed the Justice for Survivors Act, opening a 2-year window for victims to file lawsuits, even if the statute of limitations passed. Victims can now sue not only the perpetrators but also companies that covered it up. This is huge for Hollywood.so. What do you think? Which tape shocked you the most, the go-go dancer story, the freak-off party tapes, or the passed-out party footage? Do you think more celebrities will be exposed? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I actually read them.